Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. It's Monday night, my name's Phil. For some reason, we start the show and we're not streaming on Facebook. I don't know what's gone on. There's a bit of technical issues going on there, but welcome if you've managed to find us and join us on YouTube and Facebook. Tonight, we have got loads to chat about. Tonight, we will be drawing the winner of the signed Jamie Vardy shirt. So if you've entered that, good luck. We'll be doing that towards the end of the show. In the meantime, we've got a lot of things to talk about. Where should we start with today? Do you want to talk about the Eindhoven game? Do you want to talk about yesterday's game at Newcastle? Do you want to talk about Everton on Wednesday, Villa on Saturday? Or, of course, that trip to Roma the home leg a week on Thursday at least. Shall we talk about Derby County? Oh, my gosh. What absolutely sad news today that Derby County have been relegated. Get in there, yes! Get lost, you sheepshaggers. We hate you. We're glad you've got lost down to League One. I'm sure there'll be a few of you think that it's a shame they've got relegated, but if you're like me, I'm so pleased that Derby County have been relegated today. It's made my bank holiday Monday. So, indeed, it's great news there. Nick Moore, good evening. Get your views in, Nick. Let me know what you want to talk about. Hayley, hope you're well. Fee, good evening to you. Thanks for your comments. Dorco says, must be more chance of winning this shirt than winning the lottery. We've had about 1,000 people enter so far, Dorco. If you've entered, absolutely brilliant. Get your views in. If you still want to enter now, I'll add a couple of you in. So let me know if you're watching this. Let's add Reedy in just briefly. Reedy? He's clicked on the link. Good evening to you, Reedy. For some reason, we're not streaming on Facebook. So I'm going to try and sort that out while I ask you a couple of questions, okay? So, first of all, let's start with Newcastle yesterday. You were at the match yesterday. My take on it, Reedy, is the league is pretty much done at the moment, and it is all about Europa League. What was it like at the match yesterday?
It was, don't get me wrong, it was an all right game. In my opinion, it wasn't the best of games of football we played, but we can't always have the best of games, can we? Every game we play. Newcastle were okay. I thought the atmosphere in the away end was a lot better than usual. I think that's because we had a lot more fans down there, up there, because of the amount of people we had up at the top. But it was a very, I don't know, it was a very average performance for me. I think we needed to made a few changes earlier on in the game, or even start a few different players. I think now, the team-wise, I can see the difference between a Martin Siunchu and Evans and Fofana. It's just a different class. It's hard for me to say it about Evans, but it is a different class compared to Siunchu and Marty. It just seems like there's a lack of confidence in that back line when them two aren't in.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to make a few changes. Obviously, we've got Everton, we've got Villa, and then we've got the Roma matches. He's got to think about who he's playing midweek and who he's playing on a Saturday, hasn't he, Reedy?
Yeah, obviously midweek got Everton. Pretty much is a must-win game because the way they're playing at the moment, we should be beating them in both games we've got left against them. But then again, you should say that against Newcastle, we probably should be beating them at their place either way. But yeah, it has to be switched around a lot more with obviously midweek games and then on the weekend games as well. I'm glad Perez did start against Newcastle. I don't think he should have been subbed off. But then who comes into the team against Everton? Does the two in Fofana and Evans come back and then not play him again against Aston Villa? Or do you kind of just switch up the team a bit more? I thought Luke Thomas was a bit of a iffy one on the weekend, yesterday. I think maybe he needs a bit more experience going to a lone side, maybe. I'm not too sure.
Keep getting your comments in. Really, I'm just going to drop back out for a second and we'll get you back in. I know Jono's clicked in and Jack's clicked in as well. Gray, here I am. I am here. We've just had a few technical issues. Thank you for all of you joining on on YouTube tonight. For some reason, it's not streaming on Facebook. I've just shared the link out to Facebook. Hopefully, they'll pick up on that. Patrick Hook. Perez is gash. Patrick, come on. I think he's done all right for us. In there, Casper at fault for the first goal, and he knows it. No shouting at the ref. Yeah, listen, Casper was at fault for there. Mike says schoolboy error at St James's Park, bit pathetic recently. But Patrick, this is my take on it. It's all about the Roma game now. I'm going to add Jono in. Jono is ready to come in. Jono, it's all about Roma, isn't it? I've been saying that the last couple of weeks. The league is over for me. It is all about Roma, or do you disagree?
No, I agree. Me and Jack went to the game together in the tune, but I think it was a very disappointing performance. I think Justin and Luke Thomas were really, really poor. Like on TV, it's different. When you watch the game live, it's just like constant mistakes. It was like if say Maxwell was a better player or Chris Wood was a better player, we would have lost more than 2-1. But it was just a poor game overall. But hopefully we win the Roma game, because like we're not going to get relegated. But if we don't win the Conference League, it doesn't really matter where we come in the Premier League, really.
Yeah, this was some of what I wanted to talk to you about, Jono, as well, is that the Europa Conference League. This is why I say it's all about this, because when we come to this summer, transfer windows in and out, which is going to be big. Brendan Rodgers has already said, by the way, anybody who disagrees, Brendan Rodgers has already said it's going to be some rebuilding this summer. That's going to be hellish difficult if we haven't got European competition next season, because suddenly you go from, if you win the Europa Conference League, to winning a European trophy and being top half of the Premier League midway through. If you don't win that, you've got no European football next season, and suddenly you just earn a bang in the middle Premier League side. Not going to attract the right level of players in, is it, Jono?
It's not, but I think we've demonstrated that we can beat the likes of Rennes, PSV when it really matters. You know, we play poor in the second half of the Rennes game, but we managed to get through. In PSV, Brendan did really well being on the right players in the second half of that second PSV games. But I do feel that we can actually bring a performance in, and hopefully Vardy will be back in order to get us that win against Roma to get us to the final of the Conference League.
Brad Norman says he saw you and Jack yesterday. I think half the world of Leicester saw you and Jack yesterday, and Ross. Talking of Jack, let's add him in as well. Let's get Jack in. Here he is. Jack, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Have you recovered from your night on the Toon?
Yeah, I've recovered from PSV as well. A lot of travelling this week. A lot of work done through Leicester Fan TV and that. So met quite a lot of good people who know Leicester Fan TV in Netherlands and that. So it's been all good.
But Jack, it is now about the Europa Conference League, isn't it? I've been saying it a couple of weeks. It's not about the league anymore this season. But do you disagree? People can disagree.
The
league's gone for me, Jack. The league's gone.
The Europa Conference League is one of them who we want to win it. We've got Roma next, who will be very tough. We went to PSV and won. They were second in the Eredivisie. We've got Roma at fifth in the Serie A. We need to make it count this time in the first leg, because going away to their place, you've seen what they did to Bodo Glimt. I mean, our main focus will be the Europa Conference League for sure, because we put a really strong team out then. Newcastle, it's silly errors, isn't it, Phil, that lost us that game. Schmeichel, the first one, and then the second one, Luke Thomas. It really should be picking Bruno up there. But I don't think we've really performed well in that second half. We're too busy passing it around the back. We're not going forward enough when we should be.
Jono, Vaughan says here, I still think we can get top six teams above us lost as well. I think, no offence, Vaughan, I think for me, you need to get into reality land, because the top six, the team in sixth is Arsenal on 54 points on 31 games. If we won our one game in hand, we're still 11 points behind them. You've got to be realistic. You're not making top 6, not even with an amazing run, Jono. There's no way we're making top
No.
6.
I think even
It's
if
gone.
we could bottom half the table, I think we should just forget about the league because we're not going to get relegated. We're not going to get Europe in the league. That's why I said to Jack in the Newcastle game, I think it's just I think we'll lose because I think all our focus is on the Conference League game. Even though this was disappointing, I think with our best team out, with our best 4 out, Schmeichel, Dewsbury-Hall, Maddison, our best Lookman, our best forwards out, I think we can get the Conference League. I just think the Premier League is pretty much done for me now. Yes, I love to win. I hate to lose, but we're not gonna lose or win anything from winning or losing any games really.
If we were to win our 2 games in hand over Wolves, we would still be 3 points behind them.
That's good. We've still got Everton to play, Norwich to play, Chelsea to play. We've got Everton to play at the King Power as well. Newcastle were one of them yesterday where you should be winning them games on paper. But, you never guarantee 3 points in the Premier League. I say that week in, week out.
But, Jack, I disagree with you slightly. If you look at form since let's say, January the 1st, Newcastle's form is one of the
second.
best. Yeah, on form. And Leicester's form this whole season and from January has been inconsistent. So, on form, they were going to beat us yesterday.
Well, yeah, they took their chances when it mattered. Leicester just need to learn from their mistakes. Obviously, it weren't a first team out yesterday than what we'd put out against PSV. Barnes, came on for Lookman. I feel the game changed when Lookman and Perez went off. There were less going forward. It was more backwards. But Newcastle pressed us. They battled us very well. And really, a draw would have been fit to see, but obviously we gave it away in the 95th minute like we did against Tottenham Hotspurs.
Yeah, lads, I'm going to drop you 2 out. Hang around, and we've got people clicked on that link, so I'm going to let Jack and Jono just go for a minute. I've got Ross, Mahad, Reed is still waiting to come back in, and Sean. So I'll get those people in. I want to get a few comments on screen. I'm sorry we're not streaming live on Facebook tonight, which is annoying, because we've got this Jamie Vardy shirt to give away, which we will be doing very shortly. David says we need to get Vardy back for a few games to maybe enhance our chances to get 8th or maybe 7th in the Premier League. I still think 7th is out of the question, if I'm honest with you. We're 7th at the moment is West Ham on 33 games, 52 points. We win our 3 games in hand. We're still 3 points behind West Ham then. And the way our form is, David, we're not going to win all 3 of those 3 games in hand, if you ask me. Especially with the focus being on the Europa League or Europa Conference League. Nick says here, the sooner the summer comes, the better. Clear out Yuri, Bertrand, Vestergaard, Perez, Pratt, and all the other deadwood. Hopefully sign Lookman. I think I'm a bit not really sure you should be calling Yuri Tielemans deadwood, Nick, but again, that's up to you. Patrick saying Everton will win on Wednesday. There'll be more up for it. Again, they are in 17th place on 28 points. They're only 3 points ahead of Burnley, played a game less so. So I hear what you're saying, Patrick. Everton, a lot to play for it. And we'll have our eye against Roma the following Thursday, if you ask me. I'm going to add Ross in. Let's get Ross in. He's clicked on the link. Ross?
Yes,
good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Then they're the second silliest pair of glasses I've seen you wear this weekend, Ross.
Repeat that again, sorry?
I said they're the second silliest pair of glasses I've seen you wear this weekend.
Yeah, I got them from, these aren't the glasses from the other day.
I know they're not.
Yeah, 3 glasses from work, so I'm happy.
How was it? You tripped to Newcastle anyway?
Apart from the defeat, I really enjoyed it. Obviously, got the stadium tour. Obviously, not many people know about this unless they've seen the fans. That basically, I bumped into some away Leon. I can't pronounce away.
Ross, we're losing you, mate, because Ross is on a bus. Bless him. He's phoned in. He's lost his signal there. Ben, good evening. Ben says, I'd rather it was Roma in a final over 90 minutes rather than two legs coming up against the master in Jose, who finds a way in these kinds of games. Him and his teams are masters of the dark arts. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we've got the home leg first. Should be more positive, Phil. You sound like my dad. Listen, Vaughan. I'm just being dead honest. I know we're having this bit of two-way argument. Look at the table, Vaughan. Just look at the table. We've got one. I keep saying it. Arsenal are in sixth, Vaughan. They're on 54 points. We've got one game in hand. If we win our game in hand, we're still 11 points off them. And that's sixth. Look at seventh, which is West Ham. They're on 52 points. If we win all our games in hand, we're still 3 points behind them, Vaughan. I'm being realistic. This season now is all for me about the Europa Conference League. I am positive, but I'm positive about that. That is our route into Europe next year, and that's our way to get better players in for next year. Dorco says, if we win every game and every other team loses all of theirs, we'll be third in the league. That's Dorco. Look at the table. That is just not right. Oh, yeah, well, I hear what you're saying. If every other team loses every other game, they're not going to do it. So I think you're joking with that one, Dorco. I think you're winding Vaughan up with that. Yuri's heart isn't here, Phil. He's had his head turned. That's clear to see. The sooner he's gone, the better. The last thing we need is another Riyadh situation. Nick, I am with you, I think, and I'm going to ask Reedy. I'm going to add Reedy back in and Jack. And Sean, don't worry, I will add you in, Sean, in a minute. Reedy, let's start with you on that, with Nick Moore. Yuri could have put a tackle in to stop their winning goal. Right on the halfway line. Is his heart gone?
I don't know if people are saying his head's gone because of the transfers. I don't know if it's that. He just doesn't look interested enough anymore. The first year in his loan season,
that guy skipped by him, and he could have gone and lunged in, and he could have either gone for the tackle, or he could have thought, I best take him down here and take a yellow or something.
The only reason I don't think it was hard for him was because he's been playing the last 90 minutes, and then I think the 90 minutes before that, and Willock's only just come on for the first 10 minutes. He could have easily got past him either way. So even if he took him out, he could still have ran over him and still got it. But for me, he even got the tackle on. I don't know what play it was. He was after that challenge. He got back up and tried to completely just run down a guy, so he couldn't get to the box enough, and he still scored from it. So I don't know. It's hard to say that he's lost his heart for the club, but he's not performing as high as he needs to be now, because let's just say this: Dewsbury-Hall has been a better player in midfield this season, and that's saying something compared to he's only just come in this season.
Yeah, indeed. And Jack, what's your take on Yuri at the moment? Has his heart gone? My question slightly to you, Jack, is I wonder if he's already knows he's going, and he's got to go through enough of the motions, but he certainly would not want to get injured at this stage of a potential 50, 60 million pound move. What's your take on it, Jack?
That's agents for, innit, Phil? His agent's been wanting him to move here, there, and everywhere. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes between a player and his agent. Obviously, the club's going to come out and say, oh, he's going to play for the shirt. He's going to do this, and that. He's happy here. It's what the fans want to hear. But behind the scenes, you don't know what happens. There could be a time in the summer now with, what has he got, over a year of contract now? I'd take the money and run in the summer if it asked me, because I don't think he wants to be here. Yes, he said he's going to put the shirt on and play week in, week out and give 100%. But 100% is fighting and doing whatever. I just don't think this season he's shown that. I just don't think he's artist in it. And like Reedy says, the Joe Willett challenge, I'd have two-footed the twat. I'd have left him on the touchline. I would have left him on the touchline, Phil. Yuri Tielemans should have took him out yesterday. Why? I don't know, but any other player, if that was a Vinnie Jones or someone like that, they'd have probably headbutted him and left him on the sideline.
I mean, Reedy, Retro C there on YouTube says, felt we'd really turned a corner lately, but yesterday's performance showed there's still issues, and mainly our issues are a lot of our backup players are just not good enough.
The way I see it yesterday was, it wasn't the best performance, and it just showed because the set piece we scored, yes, it was from the training ground, but we got lucky that it went through the keeper. I think that was the only way we were going to score yesterday because it just didn't look like we did have much going forward. Yes, Perez and Lookman was the better two going up forward. But the moment they came off, I just didn't think we were ever going to score, and we didn't. But yeah, there is a lot of players now where I think even if you sold Yuri, I don't think a lot of people would be mad because you got someone like Dewsbury-Hall to come in.
Yeah.
If we sold Ndidi, have someone like Mendy, yes, he's not played as many games at all, but from the performances he's put in the last few games, he's shown his quality there, and he's just as good. Where there's other players like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of people up front, where someone said about letting Perez go. I don't think we need to do that because the last two games he's come in and against PSV and Newcastle, he's been a decent standard for me, and I don't see why not. I don't see why he doesn't get any more game time.
We've just been hearing Ross has been putting about Jack's rant there. Who are you ranting about, Jack?
Everything. But no, if someone said to me, what would you rather win, PSV or Newcastle? I think I'd go PSV.
Well, yes, absolutely, Jack. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I didn't go to the match yesterday, so I watched it on TV, and then I was reading comments on, obviously, Leicester Fan TV, people putting comments in, and I'm like, I don't. They're grumbling about yesterday's defeat, and I'm a bit like, come on, we've just been to PSV away and pulled off like one of the results in the club's history to get to a European semi-final. And if it perhaps doesn't mean so much to you, Reedy, and to you, Jack, because you're a lot younger than me. So today, Derby County got relegated to League One.
Well, we saw your reaction to it.
Absolutely. People of my age, Derby County, we used to play Derby so many times in the Championship, even in the Premier League. So people my era hate Derby a lot. And I never wish bad on a club, but I am pleased. I'm genuinely pleased. I've got to text my brother-in-law, who's a Derby County fan, and say, congratulations that you're in League One and you're going to be playing those teams. Leicester City are in a European Cup semi-final, Jack. Let's have a reality check. We've won the Premier League. We've won the FA Cup. We've won the Community Shield. We finished 5th. I know we could have finished 4th, but we finished 5th twice. We've been to a Champions League quarter-final. Shut up about losing against Newcastle, surely. But feel free, Jack, if you want to rant on.
I think yesterday you could see why he made the changes. Fofana is being monitored. Evans is being monitored. Ricardo Castagna, they're them sort of players who have been injured for quite a lot of this season. For me, I can see why he's played Daniel Amati and Sionchu, gave Luke Thomas game time. But Luke Thomas yesterday was crap. James Justin, poorest game of the season. I've seen him play in a Leicester City shirt. Yes, he should have tracked back when Target were in the corner sort of thing. He should have ran back, but he didn't. Daniel Amati were left covering it, left them to score. KDH, let's talk about him. Absolutely phenomenal. He's a monster in that midfield. He's a monster truck that likes to run over people and not cars. I think he's phenomenal. He's a special talent, KDH. Watched him for years now from the academy up until the first team. And I said, one day you'll be there. He didn't believe me, but I said to him, when I last spoke to him, I said, you're there now. I'm watching you from the KB. And hopefully we'll see more from you.
That's the difference, isn't it? That's the difference between him and Yuri this year.
He's got passion and Yuri hasn't.
Jack, really, thanks for joining us. I'm going to let you two go because we've got about 7 minutes before we do this draw, and I've got Mahad and Sean just again. Thanks so much for joining us, lads.
Cheers.
All good, Norris.
We'll see you soon. Cheers. Thanks to both those two. I'm going to get Mahad in, then I'm going to get Sean in. Mahad, you've not got long, but what's your take on what's going on at Leicester at the moment? Yesterday's game, PSV, Everton, the whole shebang.
I think the PSV game, I don't really care how we play. It's a cup game, so if we win, we win. That's all that matters. But I think the Newcastle game was just back to life, back to reality. That song, which is playing in my head, and it's just the way we play. It's too ideological. Like I think Brendan wants to play like a Guardiola, but he doesn't understand that we don't have the money to go out and sign the players that will fit his system. So he needs to just sort of see the way that we work and the way that we don't have world-class players in general. And so we have to play to a way that works for them. Like, it's simple things. Like, for example, we play such a high line that it's so hard to try and break them down. You know, if we try to come off them a bit, then maybe we could create space to create those through balls that then services people like Daka. And I'll be honest, Daka, I don't see what's special about him, but I have seen Vardy also have the same problems. You know, he hasn't had service. He's scoring off 2-3 shots a game, and a lot of the time it's chances that he's having to work his bollocks off to try and get. You look at our defending. Our defending's always been a problem. Our B team yesterday was man for man probably better than Newcastle, if we're being honest, because they have the money, but they haven't had the signings yet properly. They've got Bruno, they've got Chris Wood is shambolic. You've got Saint Maximin. I don't know many other good players that they've actually got. And yesterday you could see it again. You know, it's like we play with 10 men with this formation. If we play like a Daka style player or a Vardy style player, because they're essentially quite similar, we're playing with basically 9 outfield players, and then everyone's playing around them, and it's like they're dancing around them. And I think I saw Lookman more on the ball and actually more involved in play than I saw Daka at one point. And then on the right, I forgot who was playing on the right actually. But in the league, I just want to see some good football. I want Brendan to remember that by changing it up against PSV, we did actually win the game. You know, he did change the formation. He brought on some players that he didn't play usually. So, yeah, I just want to see him change it up and just play good football because we've got nothing to lose now.
Yeah, I'm Patrick saying there Daka's not fit to lace Vardy's boots. I don't think you're a fan of Patson Daka, Mahad. And neither am I. I'm being honest. I don't rate him at the moment. I hope he does come good next year. But at the moment, for me, we need to sign a striker in the summer. That is a debate for another day, Mahad. We will have that in the summer. I don't think Patson Daka is the future for Leicester City at the moment. But no. I'd be happy to be proved wrong next season. But I think we need to buy somebody. Listen, mate, I'll see you later. We've got to do this Jamie Vardy shirt. I'm going to just get Sean on briefly. Sean, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Yeah, good. When we played the match, every single match, I do think Tielemans is been like Westbrook. And I think he can't see that ball.
Yeah, but listen, I think... Sean, your man Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, who you're a massive fan of, he's been playing fantastic, hasn't he, this season? He for me is a big part of Leicester's future next season. Are you pleased to see him doing so well?
Yes, he's doing really good. He's got he is fit and he's got some through skills and half Barnes he did all right, but it's not there. But
he's done ever so well, hasn't he? Sean, listen, mate, I'm going to have to wrap it up. I'm sorry to cut you a little bit short. We're going to do the Jamie Vardy signed shirt. Have you entered yet, Sean?
No. Can you just add me on there, please?
Sean, just for you, mate. I'll add your name in, okay? All
Thanks,
right,
mate.
We'll see you, Lou. We'll see you on Wednesday night for the Everton game. Thanks, Sean, for joining in. Ross, I'm afraid we've run out of time. I need to share my screen because we are going to do this draw. Let me just do it in there. Hang on. I have to do a bit of clever stuff here. Let's see. Hopefully you can see that come in there now. There it is. There is the Wheel of Fortune. You can see here how many names have entered in on the right-hand side. Right. I'm going to drag it all down. There's been quite a few. people have entered, as you can see. Let me add in. Sean is being cheeky there. I'm going to add him in. So let's add him in, and then let's go full screen. Okay, here we go. I'm going to make this full screen. So this is, if you didn't know, for the past month, we've been doing a winner signed Jamie Vardy shirt. This is thanks to the guys at Pink Cars. Let's get the graphic back on there. Pink Cars. If you want to lease a car, use Pink Cars. But they've been doing it to support Loros. Loros Hospital is fantastic. So we're big at the moment. We're supporting Hope Against Cancer at Leicester Fan TV, but Pink backing Loros. So we wanted to make sure that's there. So whoever wins this Wheel of Fortune is going to win a framed, signed Jamie Vardy shirt. Very special. Over 1,000 people have entered, all Leicester fans. Let's me shut up now and let's do a click to spin. Okay. So here we go. It's spinning away there. 1,000 names in the hat. Gray Richardson has paid me £100. I joke. Of course he's not. Let's see who's going to win. Who has won the Jamie Vardy signed shirt? Come on, let's see it. Dean Parker. Well played to Dean Parker. Dean Parker, the winner there. Let's get that out of the way. Dean Parker is the winner of the Jamie Vardy signed shirt. Lucky boy. Now we've got a brand new competition starting tomorrow. Ties in very nicely with Derby County being relegated because it is some signed merch from the one and only Steve Walsh. So some of you older fans will be very excited to get involved with that. So thanks everybody for joining us. I'm going to add Ross in just briefly because he's been so patient. Ross, you best have some good Wi-Fi. I'm going to give you the last 60 seconds. Come on then, Ross.
Bye. So before I got interrupted by the signal, some OH Liam fans gave me basically a pint and a stadium tour of Newcastle United. Yeah, it's all Newcastle, but it was actually pretty fun to do. All at the top end, I've got a pano image of the entire stadium, completely empty. I was at the touchline as well, and I got a video as well, singing Leicester City song to a complete echo of just myself. And overall, I really enjoyed Newcastle. Yeah, the defeat, obviously, was one of the things that happens. Obviously, our fans were terrific. Obviously, Leicester's going Rome. We had a little bit of chant of that yesterday. And I completed the 140 steps, and so did my dad. Considering how Dad's 65 years old, and his wife, my mum said, and my sister said they wouldn't do it, and he did it. 140.
Whoa. You've just said your dad's wife's your mum's sister.
Sorry,
are you from Derby?
No, unfortunately not. So basically, my sister, my mum.
I'm just winding you up, mate. I'm just winding you up.
Yeah. So basically, they said he wouldn't do the steps, and he did it. So I'm proud of him for that.
Brilliant.
So yeah, that's basically Derby getting relegated. And someone just said then about laughing our asses off. 14 years ago, they got relegated to the Championship. We got relegated to League One. They were laughing at us. So all I can say is, who's laughing now?
As somebody said, I wouldn't want to see them go into liquidation. I don't want to see Derby County go bust.
No, 100% no.
I wouldn't want to see any club go bust. I don't wish that on anybody, but I will laugh when they got relegated.
Oh, it was 100%. And Charlie kept on. The first thing he said to his mum, we just had a bit of an argument, and he went, "The sheep are relegated." And I bursted out laughing. I could not stop laughing. It was the next part. I just call them the sheep. In front of Charlie, it's the sheep, but to everyone else, it's the sheep shaggers.
Thank you, Ross. Well, listen, mate, we've overrun. I'm going to let you go. We'll see you very, very soon.
We will. See you in a bit, lads.
Cheers, Ross. Thank you, Ross. Listen, there's so much on this week over the next 2 weeks. Tom is doing, I believe, Tom's just put in there, join me Wednesday, says, for the Everton Watch Along. So that's be Tom Hoger will be running the Everton Watch Along. Come and join him on that. Then we'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you down at Villa on Saturday. Then we've got Roma. Goodness me, a lot going on. Don't forget, well done. Winner was Dean Parker of the signed Jamie Vardy shirt. Sorry, Gray. Says he wants his £100 back with interest. Keeps telling everybody he's giving me £100. Gray, honestly, give me £100. I'd have let you win the shirt. I'd have fixed it for you, mate. But you didn't pay up. We're only kidding. Winner was Dean Parker. Listen, thanks again to Pink for that fantastic one. Keep your eyes open for the new competition, which will get started tomorrow, where you can win loads of goodies. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to all the lads for bringing you all the content from PSV Eindhoven. That was fantastic for Jack and all the team who were there, and the lads who were up at Newcastle, Jono, Reedy, Jack, Ross, at the weekend. I think I can see Jack and Reedy. Are you both going on Wednesday? Yeah, they're both going. They're giving me the thumbs up. So they'll be bringing you content from the away match against Everton on Wednesday. My name's Phil. Join us all this week. Get your views in. Get your comments in. We love having a bit of Leicester banter with you. What a shame Derby have gone down. I'm just going to go and cry.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.